What's up, guys? Body Shot King here, back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the January update from Bungie and taking it apart, the patch notes apart, and kind of looking at how this update affects the game, what's good about it and what's bad about it. So without further ado, let's get into the patch notes. So I'm not going to be reading the full patch notes. That would take too long, but I am going to go in order of how the patch notes went so you can scroll through them pretty easily, see what I'm talking about. So first off, being able to re-roll armor stats is a great change. Obviously, this was one of the number one complaints about the beginning of the game. This is shifting us closer to where we were in Destiny 1. So I think this is a very, very good change. And in the form of a masterwork, I don't like how it's kind of difficult to get the reroll on the armor, but I guess that is part of the grind. It is definitely in a different form factor than the re-rolling of stats or random drop of stats were in Destiny 1, but as you should expect, some things are going to change with the sequel. So overall, very good change. I'm very happy to see that they did give us the ability to reroll armor stats. I was not thinking that we were going to get that, so that is a very welcome change. Raid armor for sale is bad. And I don't know why they put this in the game. It's not... The whole vendor being tied to the raid is not the essence of a Destiny raid. You have to complete the activity to get the rewards, and the reward should come from the activity itself. I honestly think the whole vendor thing and the whole clan engram thing for raids is very cheap. Now, by clan engram thing, I like the fact that there's a clan engram, but the fact that it gives you raid drops, that I don't like. And why is this bad? This caters to the casuals. You may be thinking and looking down, you have to complete the raid to unlock it, and you have to complete it every week to unlock it. My problem with that is not necessarily every week is a casual going to be raiding, but if they say go on Twitch and get carried or run a raid with a streamer and they get it, they can purchase additional armor. Really, I think you should have to complete the raid to get the rewards, and the rewards should come within the raid. Which brings me to my next point, a drop per encounter. That's very good. I've been wanting this since day one of the token system. I don't like the fact that tokens are still there, but this is a step to getting rid of the token system. Now that we're getting a drop in every single encounter, this is going to do two things. It's going to make the raid feel more rewarding and closer to how it was in Destiny 1, and also it's moving away from that token system and again bringing it back closer to Destiny 1. Double drops for prestige is good. I don't understand why this wasn't there from the beginning. In heroic raids, which is essentially the equivalent of the prestige raid in Destiny 2, in Destiny 1, those heroic raids would give you the normal raid and the heroic raid drops. Why the prestige didn't do that up until now just blows my mind. But it's there, we're making progress, and that's what matters. Raid unique mods is good. I have mixed feelings about this. The raid unique mods is good. I've never been really a whole fan of the mod system, but the fact that when you get an armor piece, it doesn't come with this mod. I mean, the mods are sort of installed, but you have to have a token to unlock it, and to change it you have to have a token, which would have been, that seems like a very Destiny 1 thing to do, to have a token to roll something and then re-roll it. I wasn't really a fan of that. I just wish each raid piece came with its own unique perk to that raid armor piece. But I guess we have multiple perks now for each armor piece. I think the perks are fairly good, or the mods are fairly good. They do quite a bit, except for the helmet. The helmet's pretty lackluster, but I mean, you can't win at everything. So overall, I think it's a good change. I would have liked to have seen it implemented differently, though. balance pass was very, very lackluster. We said we were getting an exotic balance pass. All we got was fixes to a few exotics, and then we got the buff to Prometheus Lens, which was the one thing we were promised. And I don't know why. I was expecting more buffs to exotics, making them more unique. This is Bungie we're talking about. I should not set my standards that high, and that might be my own personal problem, but I still really think that they could have done more. And the fact that the next balance pass isn't coming out until March is very upsetting to me. Revise the Lost Sector reward throttle from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. I'm reading that as a direct quote from the patch notes. Again, improvement. Loot should not be throttled in a loot shooter. Loot should not be throttled in a loot shooter. The fact that they even cap you on how much loot you can get is crazy, because the main thing, the main selling point, what makes Destiny is the loot. And the fact that they're limiting that means they're limiting their entire game. The fact that they're moving it from 10 to 5 minutes and having it is great, but they should just completely remove it. And if they needed to make Lost Sectors more difficult than they are now to make it more balanced, that is the better solution than going through what is, I'd say, a pretty easy difficulty Lost Sector, only to find out that you can't get rewards because you got some in the past 10 minutes. I could probably clear like some of the maps, like Titan. I could clear all the Lost Sectors on there in less than 10 minutes. So that means I would have to go to orbit and come back in just to reset the throttle, which is not good. The fact that it's 5 minutes now, basically on any planet now, you can go to a Lost Sector and do it, except for Mercury, which that's Mercury's problem, that it only has one Lost Sector. So Lost Sectors on Mercury are very, very disappointing as a loot route. So I think that Mercury needs more Lost Sectors, but just remove the throttle for Lost Sectors. Everybody is asking for it, so why not give your fans what you want, or what they want? It just doesn't make sense to me. But like I said, this is a step in the right direction. Reducing XP from 160k to 120k on bright engrams. That's a very good move. If you watch my previous video, which I'll link in the cards in the description, on Eververse, I think that they need to be more transparent with how you receive XP. That 120 needs to be on the actual UI of the game, and they need to remove the well-rested buff. Now, I'm not saying that it should be more difficulty at levels. Don't misconstrue that. Whatever the buff is for well-rested, they need to find a way to just make it closer between what it is now, the 120, and whatever it is with the well-rested buff. Kind of meet it halfway, except more lenient towards the well-rested. So whether that's like 80k or even 60k, my point is they just need to have it in the UI. But again, steps in the right direction, and that seems to be kind of the MO for Destiny right now, is that everything is a step in the right direction. We're just not there yet. And obviously, with all these steps in the right direction, Bungie has a long walk to go, and they still are not even halfway there. Finally, we have the reduction of prices of Eververse boons. This is good. You can get the Eververse for more rewards more easily, and they're removed from the confusing loot box system. Again, I have my own thoughts on that, and that's an entirely separate video that I previously linked in the cards and is also still in the description. I highly suggest you go watch that if you're dissatisfied yourself with the Eververse system. Thank you guys for watching. I truly do appreciate all the support you guys have for me. And if you want to support even more, you can subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when I post my latest videos, and give the channel a thumbs up on this video. It helps a lot. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.